What's up, wrestling fans? It's the Emerald Enthusiast, coming at you with another action figure review. This time I'm taking a look at the Jazwares AEW Unmatched Series 6 Luminaries figure of the one and only Owen Hart. Let's have a look at the packaging. It says Luminaries. As you can see, this one is not in great condition. It says Owen Hart in blue foil lettering. There's a studio shot of Owen. It says AEW on this side, as it does on the other. There is a headshot of Owen. There's product information on the bottom, a window on the top. On the back bottom, we see headshots of the other wrestlers who have figures in this wave. The top of the back features this action shot of Owen with the facsimile signature. The figure is clearly visible through the front window. As with most Jazwares packaging, I wish that the wrestler's studio shot was a little bit smaller so we could see the figure in its entirety. And now it's time to bust this figure out of the package and see what's inside. Let's have a look at accessories, starting with the alternate head sculpt. And I am very impressed by this. Jazwares did an excellent job with the sculpting on the hair. The paint applications are very exact, so I appreciate that too. And here is the title belt accessory. Now, the descriptions that I have read just call it a vintage style title, but I believe that it may be based on the Stampede Wrestling North American Heavyweight Championship. Owen held that belt twice, and there are some similarities. And here we see Owen Hart out of the package and ready to rumble. This figure is an excellent representation of Owen during his Stampede wrestling days, and I'm very happy to have added it to my collection. There's very little to dislike here. I only have a couple of very minor criticisms, so let's take a closer look at the loose details now. Owen is clad in white wrestling boots with bright red wrestling tights. There are star designs adorning the hip area. Overall, this is an accurate representation of Owen's stocky build at the time. However, the figure could have used a little bit more sculpting in the abdominal area. The laces on the boots are intricately sculpted, and there is a white lightning bolt design on the side of the tights. Overall, this body mold is accurate to this era of Owen's career. The limbs on this figure denote a compact, explosive frame. There are two white stars on the back of the tights, and the figure features light blonde, shoulder-length hair. In terms of articulation, the feet move backward and forward at the ankle joint. There's a moderate amount of pivoting. There's also swiveling at the top of the boots. The figure has double jointed knees, so you can get him into a running pose. Each leg features a quadricep swivel. You can get the figure to kick forward that much, so I'm very thankful for that. His legs articulate out to the sides this much, so I wish there would have been more there, but he does step back somewhat, so I'm thankful for that. The biggest issue, at least with this figure, is that there is very little pivoting at the waist. As you can see, it's very tight. However, there is excellent upper torso swiveling, so I'm very thankful for that. There's rotation at both of the wrists, as you can see demonstrated here. The figure has double jointed elbows, so you can move his arm into this type of position. There's also a bicep swivel on each arm. You can also raise the arms up from the sides this much, so that is very impressive. I am very appreciative of that. And you can get the arms to do a 360 at the shoulder joint. The figure can look side to side on the neck joint. He looks up this much, he looks down this much, and there is a minor amount of head tilting. There's a little resistance from the hair, so be careful when articulating the head. Here's a close-up of the grinning head sculpt, and there's some really fine work here. The shape of the nose and the chin are accurate. The color choice for the paint on the hair is also accurate. My only complaint is that the paint on the eyebrows could have been done a little bit better. Here's a close-up of the other head sculpt, and this one is excellent as well. Owen has a very focused look here, and there's outstanding sculpting around the lips and the cheekbones. And now some final thoughts on this figure. I was in college when Owen rose to main event status in the then WWF. His heel turn was outstanding, as was the subsequent feud with his brother Brett. That was a time period in which Owen got to showcase his immense talent as a performer. I was watching Over the Edge 1999, and I still remember Jim Ross's chilling line, "And I have the unfortunate responsibility to let everyone know that Owen Hart has died." Wrestling fans at the time were absolutely shocked. And I still remember seeing Mark Henry read his poem, The Burn, and being moved to tears by it. Owen was a remarkable wrestler who still had so much to give to his fans. If you're watching this video and you've never seen Owen's work, I highly recommend that you find some of his old matches and promos. The time spent will be well worth it. And I'd also like to thank Jazwares for producing this figure for fans to remember Owen's legacy. I hope you have enjoyed this review. If so, please like and subscribe. And if you decide to add this figure to your collection, I wish you happy hunting. And I'll be back with more pro wrestling related content soon. But until we meet again, this has been the Emerald Enthusiast, and thanks for watching.